Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take a piece of paper and pencil, and I'm going to draw out a cabinet, and we're going to break it down into its fine little details and a cut list of how to make an idea for a cabinet into a cut list to produce that cabinet. So I have a program, I still do, it's on my laptop, that is designed dedicated to draw cabinets, and it's called Cabinet Vision or Cabinetware, either one, the same thing. It's a really, really high-end cabinet program, and I've got it used when I got when I got it from another company that went bankrupt, and it's a really expensive program. And just to change the name and the font that says "Custom Cabinets by blank 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 blank" to what I had my shop name was $6,500, just to change the name and re-register it. So I said, no. I can buy a lot of whiteout for $6,500. I can print off the forms, print off the drawings, print off everything, and then white it all out and rescan it. So not an issue. I don't need it to say custom cabinets by blah 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 for $6,500. No, I don't use SketchUp. I don't know SketchUp. I just use pencil and paper, and I use my drawing program when I do more complicated stuff. But I'm going to do a really complicated cabinet here on paper and pencil. So let's get started. First things first. Okay, we're going to do a base cabinet first. A standard base kitchen sink cabinet. Something easy, something pretty basic. So, kitchen sink base. Let's start with that. So, draw a picture of the square. So, we'll make it that big and that big. Then we'll actually draw the toe kick included. So, my dimensions are going to be 24 deep. I'm going to be 34 3/4 tall. That's what all of my cabinets, my custom kitchen. Sorry, folks, sorry. And the width is going to be 36. That's a standard width of a sink base, because kitchen sinks are usually 33, and allowing 3 inches of space to use for the actual inside of the cabinet to work. So we're going to start with this, and now we're going to break down the cabinet. So this is what the box is. Now we're going to break down to a cabinet. So we got our right style, we got our left style, we got our bottom rail, we got our top rail, and then we got a thing called a middle rail. Now it's going to be difficult to see, I think, on the camera. Can I see that? Well, we'll see. We'll go from here. I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we'll go from here. So that is your basic frame for a kitchen, or for a sink base. Let's break it down a little farther. And I got a top style, or top rail. I got a bottom rail, BR. I got TR for top rail, BR for bottom rail, and M for middle rail, MR. And then I got left style, so LS, and right style is RS. So now I use inch and a half. I use inch and a half stock for my lefts and rights of face frames. I use 1 inch for my bottom rails. I use inch and a half for my top rails, and use inch and a quarter for my mid rails. So let's see here. So I got top rail is going to be inch and a half. Bottom rail is going to be 1 inch. Middle rail is going to be 1/1/4. Left style is going to be 1/1/2, and right style is going to be 1/1/2. So now let's get some lengths. This is where it gets kind of fun. So 34 1/4 or 34 3/4 are overall, with a 4-inch toe kick, and that leaves 30 3/4 for our left and right. So 30 3/4. And yes, I am left-handed. Now the top, middle, and bottom rail are pretty simple, because you got a 36, and like I said, these are inch and a halves. So take off inch and a half, which is 3 from 36 equals 33. 33. And the middle rail again, 33. So there, that's your frame. That is the frame that goes on the very front of the cabinet. So from there, we can break down into the sheet goods. Now the sheet goods are what we call panel stock. So that's frame, and then we got panel stock. So I got a left, a right, and a bottom. Okay, so we got 24 inches deep. Our face frame, we were just dipped up here in numbers, is 3/4 of an inch thick, and we got a 1/4 inch back on the cabinet. So adding up the 1/4 inch back, and the face frame is 1 inch. My 1 inch minus our depth So it'd be 23. So all of our panel stock for kitchen bases are always 23. Unless I make a weird custom depth, which I have. I got 28s in my kitchen in one area. Anyway, go back to it here. Okay, let's see. Okay, 23s. Now, being though we have a toe kick down here, it's 4 inches tall. This is bulkhead has got to go all the way through and touch the ground. Unlike the face frame where it stops at the toe kick height. So, by the way, I always use 3/4 inch birch plywood. I've never used particle board or any of that in any of my cabinets. Always 3/4 inch birch ply, 5/8 birch ply, but never any particle board. So, okay, so let's say our left is going to be obvious 34 3/4. And our right, the same, 34 3/4. And then our bottom, this is where it gets interesting. So now with a face frame, you have a thing, you can either do it two ways. You could either do it a smooth, so the frame and the side of the cabinet are monogamous and straight back from each other, or you could put a step into it. Just piece of paper right here. As I say, there's your side of your cabinet. This is going to be the left side. And the face frame can overhang a little bit. And that's so your face frame. This is your left style, and here is your panel or your bulkhead. So this little gap here would equal a way to add flex in your wall. Let's say your wall is kind of wavy in areas. This little scribe area, we call this, can easily take up that area and make the cabinet faces straight, even though the wall might have a little bit of deviation. So a little bit, not saying a lot, but a little bit. So if you say that you want that scribe, I call it, since I have 1.5 inch material, I can go -1. Now I'll explain this again. I do -1 on this side. So how I get to -1 is, since I got a bottom of cabinets go all the way across, and I dado it in to my lefts and rights, so that's how I get my lock-in out of a bottom shelf with dados. So you got 3/4 material. I should explain this. Let's explain it as a finish end first. So, you know, flush, monogamous, front and back. So let's just look at it like straight, face frame, straight, and panel, like this. So here, you're all one side on the left, or the other side we all see on the right. So here, because that dado has got to inset, that bottom shelf has got to inset into that 1/4 inch, the remainder is 1/2 inch. So that's how I get the remainder. So I got take my overall cabinet width, 36, minus a 1/2 inch for the left, 1/2 inch for the right. That would give me my bottom shelf if I want to do flush. Because I don't want to do flush, I want to scribe, I'm going to move it in a 1/2 inch. So instead of saying 1/2 inch, I'm going to say 1 inch. So there we go. So 1 inch on the left, 1 inch on the right, 36 would be a 34. I know it's kind of confusing, but yes, it works out to where you take 1 inch. If you have a face frame, at least 1.5 inch styles on the sides and left and right. You can be bigger, but you can take off 1 inch and not have any issues. So that is the panel stock for this cabinet. So let's go ahead and let's do some door sizes. Doors. So I got 2 doors. Let's draw them out. So I'm going to put a style there, a knob, and this is going to be a false front. And let's put a pull on it so it's in. So the false front doesn't open. They're fixed in position. So false front. And I already know my numbers because I build the same cabinets for the last 15 to 20. I don't know more than that. I built these in the shop for 15 years. And then I've been building them on the side additional for now 22 years. So let's just go with that number. So let's say I know for a fact this is 22 inches tall between the bottom of the face, top of the bottom rail, and the bottom of the middle rail. And I know this opening here is always 5 inches. Always 5 inches. That's how it always works out. So the door, and now let's talk overlay. When you put a door on top of a face frame, you have a gap on the sides that you cover up some of the frame with the overlay of the door. So that overlay, I prefer to do, and I've done the same way, like I said, for 22 years, is a 1/2 inch down onto the bottom rail, 1/2 inch up onto the top, or onto the middle rail or top rail. So instead of 22 plus half would be 23 tall. And then same with the false front. It's 5 inches plus a 1/2 inch plus a 1/2 inch, so it'll be 6. So 6 inches tall. Now the width. Width is easy. So I know we have we have a 33-inch from here to here inside. Then we add a 5/8 for the left, right, and a 5/8 for the left, which is 1.25 inches. So it'd be 34 1/4 for the false front. Now I can take that 34 1/4, divide that by 2, which would be 17 1/8 for the width of my doors. But I'm going to take off a little bit more because it's a pair and I don't want them to hit when they close. So I'm going to take that off another 8. So it'll be 34, it would be 17 1/8. I'm going to take it to 17 1/16 each door. So that there is that cabinet. That is how you could build this cabinet with my system that I've laid out for you. And I could take this, tear this off, hand this to any employee in my shop that was capable of running a shop. It was one person, and he could take anything on here and to build this cabinet right there. And I'd make all these numbers up. Usually the drawing computer would make it a lot easier because all I had to do is modify just a couple little things on the individual printouts. But this works. So now let's take that all those same principles, and we're going to make a very, very, very complicated cabinet. Make sure my paper's still in the camera lens here. Okay. So now I like to, when I have my shop, I build custom cabinets. And I'd like to take the time to build the cabinet as big as possible, connecting multiple cabinets together at the shop, built as one cabinet to get it in as long as I can get it in the door of the house and get it to the kitchen to install it, I'll build a cabinet as big as I can. So let's take a look here. So the state of fact is I used to build islands, full piece, gigantic one-piece islands, and install them. As long as I can get them in the door, great. If I had to come in another way or the doors aren't big enough, I've actually even had to build the cabinets once I get to the job site in the room. So that adds a whole nother layer of trauma and stress, trying to make sure it all gets done right in the room with the customer, everything going right, assembly inside the room. Okay, so let's build a really complicated cabinet. And for this, I'm going to start, let me draw it out here. This is going to be an upper hole run. So there's just a standard cabinet, upper. Then I'm going to say we have a microwave next to it. So we're going to build a microwave upper. Then we're going to have another small satellite cabinet. Doesn't have to be the same size because usually they don't have to be or are. And then we're going to add a reefer cabinet onto the end of that. And that's going to go wall to wall. So now, that's a complicated looking cabinet to build in one piece. Now, if we apply the same rules as I did in the other drawing, it's going to be a lot of math here. So let's go. All right, so let's start with the face frame. Oh, let's put some numbers to it first. I know we are total of 12 inches deep. We are, this one here, reefer uppers are 36. Let's just say this is 12. And I know microwave cabinets are always 30. And let's just say this is 24. Just nice, easy numbers. Okay. So now, there's a lot here. So now let's build this frame. We're going to call this left style, right style, left style. Actually, no, I screwed up. So we're going to take that and use that same common style for the doors. So we're going to have another left style, another right style, and a left style there, right style there. And we're going to have a bottom. And I'm going to have a top. And I'm going to try to take my top rail all the way through. I don't want to draw little lines there. Let me take those out. The top rail, I'm going to try and go all the way through. Do the math. See, 30, 36, 12. So 3, 6, 7, 8 foot 6 inches. We all know that sheet goods come in 4x8 sheets. So this is oversized for a one full piece of plywood. Not to worry, because I'm going to break it for the upper piece. So let's go with it. All right, face frame. So we got a top rail. We got bottom rail 1, bottom rail 2, bottom rail 3, bottom rail 4. So BR1, BR2, BR3, BR4. And then we got right style, Then we got mid styles. So we got 1, 2, 3 mid styles. MS1, MS2, MS3. It's a complicated cabinet. I'm not sure if I can do this. It's been a hot minute since I've done the math on these. Whew, it's been a while. All right, let's go. All right. Top rail. Okay, let's break it down. Now that we got wall to wall, I don't use 1.5 inches on my wall to wall. I use 2 inch. So I know this left style. Oh, I don't even have that on here yet, do I? Okay, no, I don't have my left style. LS, RS. Ooh, lots of stuff. Lots of numbers here. Okay, let's go with left style is going to be, I didn't put any heights. Let's just go 36. Easy math. I know in reefer upper and microwave upper, I'm going to just go 15s. That way it's easy math. Okay, 36. So I'm going to do a 2 inch by 36 for my left style. 2 by 36. Right style is going to be 15 by 2, or 2 by 15, sorry. And we're going to go top rail. So I know our overall is 96, all right, 3, 6, 8, 6. There we go. All right. Okay. So we take off our 2. So 2 and 2 is 4. So 4 from that would be 98. Top rail, 98 inches. I can get that because hardwood comes in usually 10-foot sticks. You get 8s, 10s, 12s, 14s. So if I use 10-foot material, I can get that without a problem. Okay, bottom rail. Okay, let's see, mid styles first. So that would be 1.5 inches by 36. Half by 36. The same. They are exactly the same. So another 1.5 inches by 36. And another 1.5 inches by 36. Okay, so now, we got our 1.5 inches. So now we got to take our 24, which would be this cabinet here, minus that, minus that. So we got 3.5 from 24 will be 20.5. 20.5. And 30 is got to be dedicated 30. So 30. 12 minus 3. Yes, it would be 1.5 inches. So it would be 9. And then 36 minus only this 2 inch, so it'll be 34. 34. No, I did have my right style there. Okay. So there's your face frame. That's kind of complicated. That's a lot of pieces to make. And I'm going to build a cabinet here sooner or later. I'll show you how all works out. Panel stock. It's a panel stock. Okay. This is where it gets complicated, so bear with me. Okay, so I know I have a -1, -1, and I have a -1 over here. That way my dados can come in. But here, I've got a dado into this panel, so I got a +1/4. +1/4. So I take my 36, -1, so 35, +1/4, so 35/4. Oh, I gotta get it laid out. So top, I messed up there. Bottom 1, bottom 2, bottom 3, and bottom 4. Then I gotta get my left L, and I gotta get my 3 more, so mids, M, M, and M. 1, 2, and 3, and then a right, and that's gonna be right there. Okay, and like I said, all 3/4 inch material. So okay, so start with the top. No, let's not start with that. Let's start with the bottom. It's easier. So, okay, 24 -1. And this is going to be flush, and this is going to be -1/2. Okay, so 24 minus 1.5 inches would be 22.5. 22.5 by 12, minusing 1 inch for the or 1 inch for between the face frame and the back, so by 11. Bottom 2, 30 inches, plus 1/4 each way. So it'll be 30.5 by 11. Bottom 3, this one here. Again, it's going to be double finished in because there's going to be nice stuff on each side. So -1/2 and -1/2. So 12 minus 1 would be 11. 11 by 11. Sound like a bird out there. And bottom number 4, again, so we got -1, 36, -1 is 35, plus 1/4, so it'll be 35/4. 35 1/4 by 11. Okay, now my left, so we're going to go full height. So I got 36 2, 3, 4 of them. So 11 or 36 by 11, 36 by 11, 36 by 11, and 36 by 11 again. So those are the 4 bulkheads. And this one over here, it's only 15 tall, so we're going to go 11 by 15. 15 by 11. So there, that is that cabinet in all the pieces that got to be cut out to make that cabinet. See if I got room for doors. So we got a single, no, 24, that'd be a split pair. So we got pair of doors. 30 is definitely a pair of doors. 12, that'd be a single, and these would be a pair of doors. So now, okay, so let's see, 24, but my interior is going to be 1 inch. Sorry, no, uppers are different. Sorry, there we go. I never got the numbers. Oh, I screwed up. But let's fix it. I never got my opening side or my panel or face frame widths at all. I just got the basic numbers. Wow. Up here anyway. Down here I got it. Down here I got it. Up here I didn't. So let's go. See, top rails. I always do 2.5 because then you have room for crown molding to nail onto, and you have room for the doors to overlay to go up. Bottom right. All my bottom rails, that's what I didn't do in the bottom rails. Bottom rails on uppers, I do 1.5 inches. And bottom rail by 1. I used to do it as 2.5. That would leave an integrated light valance, which you still could do. But now that these LED strips are coming out, under cabinet lighting has gotten smaller, just down these little strips. Instead of the big old halogens, the big old xeons, the big old apparatus that would go underneath the cabinet. So they caused fires. They were really dangerous, especially in a laundry room. I actually had a friend that was doing laundry, took his laundry out of the dryer and put it on top of the dryer or on top of the laundry cabinet, but it had an upper above it with a halogen, or sorry, it was a fluorescent pointing down, and it got so hot that the clothing caught on fire and they lost the entire house. True story. Okay, so let's break down some doors. So I need a pair, 2 in our elevation. So we got our opening. Let's see, we have a 1.5 inches and a 2.5. That's 4 inches. So 4 from 36 is 32. So 32 is our elevation plus 1 inch, a 1/2 inch up, 1/2 inch down. So 2, 33 by, we have a 24. So I got 2, 1.5 inches. That's 3.5 from 24. Leaves 20.5. Divide that by 2 would be 10.25 minus 1/8. 10 3/16. Each door. So we got pair again, 1.5 inches from 2.5. That's 4. 4 from 15 is 11. Plus 1 would be 12. 12-inch tall doors. We have 15 height minus our top and bottom rail. That leaves the opening. This little opening here is 11. So adding our 1 inch for our overlay. And then I messed up on the first one. Let's back up a second. Didn't add my overlay. It's hot in here. Whew. So we got 20.25. So 20.5 plus 1.25 inches. 20.5 plus 1.25 inches is 21.75. So 21.75 divided by 2. So that'd be 10.5 and 3/8. So that's 10 7/8. 10 7/8 each door. Yeah, I was off there. 10 and 7/8 each door minus let's go an 1/8. So it'll be 10 and 13/16. 10 13/16. That's our width. We got door there. Same with the go here. So we got to take our 30 inch and add our insert 5/8 inside. So we 30 and 31.25 divided by 2. So 31.25 divided by 2 is 15.5 No, there's a quarter. There we go. So it'll be 15 plus half plus 1/8. 15 5/8 minus a little bit, so 15 9/16. 15 9/16 each door. Then I got a single door here. Again, let's do the same math. It's going to be the same height as these ones over here, so 33. And then we're going to go have a 12-inch opening, minus 3, because we got 2.5 inches. So it'll be a 9-inch interior, plus 1.25 overlay, so it'll be 10.25. Okay, and then we got a pair of doors over here at the reefer. And again, we're going to have the same 11-inch hall opening. And this time we have 36 plus 5/8, 5/8, so it's 37.25. 1/4, divide that by 2, would be, oh boy, 18.5 plus 1/8, so 18 5/8, minus a little, so let's go with 18 and 9. 9/16 by 12. There. So there's the doors for all that. So that's all of that cabinet broke down into all the pieces. Now I can take the doors and break them down into the individual styles and rails for a shaker style 5-piece door, but I'm not going to do that because actually I'm going to do a video on how to build a cabinet door start to finish. So that's two very oh, this one's a very complicated cabinet. That's a very complicated. I can build that, carry that in as one piece. And so that's a complicated cabinet. Haven't done that for a hot minute. Wow. That was a brain exercise. Then here we got our standard sink base, which is pretty simple, cut and dry stuff. My my whole system is pretty easy. I rely on dados, like I said, for my bottom shelves and top shelves, and everything else. Oh shoot, I missed one. I just thought of something. The top of the cabinet. We didn't get to that. So, like I said, being though it's 102, it's oversized over our standard sheet good size. So, what I would do, and I've done it before, is I break it on one of these bulkheads. So since I got a 3/4 bulkhead, I can go 1/4 plus and plus 1/4. So plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So I take this math and break it down. So I got 24 and 30 is 54 minus 1 is 53 plus 1/4, 53/4. 53/4 and by 11. And this one over here is going to be 12 and 36. That's 48 minus 1 is 47 plus 1/4 is 47.25. 47 1/4 by 11. So there. Now we're complete. Sorry about that. Like I said, whew, hot minute since I've done all this kind of stuff. Make sure it's still in focus. Yeah. Okay. So there's those cabinets. And if you have any questions, I'll gladly help you out. If you have a layout of a cabinet you need help with, just send me an email or message me here, and I'll see if I can get in touch with you and just help you break down your cabinets. It's not a big deal. I don't mind it. Actually enjoy the exercise because I haven't got to do it for a few years since I'm not doing full-time cabinet building. Like I said, I like to bring in the cabinets as one piece if I can. I've built some monster islands that have gone in. I think I'll put a picture of one up here. It's for my great customers, Isidro and Vanessa. I love this. Is probably my favorite remodel I've ever done, and it shows the value, the amount of craftsmanship that me and my team put into this whole project, and the overall end result is just amazing. From if you could have seen it before to what it is now, it was freaking amazing. I put it up anywhere, and I've done some pretty high-end cabinets. I've done cabinets that have been in the Oregonian. I've done whole projects that have been right up in the Oregonian. I've done a bunch of work for TV people, local TV people, and other stuff. So I'm not gonna name names, but some local celebrities. And it's always been fun, and projects have always turned out really good. And this is the exact same system I used on all the cabinets I've done for the last ever since 02 on my own stuff, and it all works. Every now and then I have a mistake, and I make a mistake, and we have a bad cabinet. But I pride myself on very rarely that I make mistakes, because that comes right out of my bottom dollar. So whenever I build a cabinet and it's trash, I don't feel good at all. It's a bad day. I built 3 cherry mantles, and they were all wrong. They had an inboard L shape to them, and I messed up 2 in a row. I couldn't get it. No, cherry's expensive, and I was putting a lot of money into these mantles, and I couldn't go around a corner. It was a L-shaped mantle. Finally, I gave up. Had my buddy Dave. He took the final measurements and built it right, because I was doing everything right, but just was not jiving on paper versus in field, and I just couldn't get it. So I gave up and let him just run lead on that. So, but when I can build a cabinet that comes out right like these would, I'd appreciate it. That'd be a good day. It's like I said, carry that in complete. As long as I get it through the door, we're gonna get it installed. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.